Hello everybody, Calamity here, and today's video is going to be part 2 of the Realm of Tempered Valor. I'm assuming you've all seen at least the first video, or at least you know how this event works by now, so we're just going to skip the explanation and dive right in. And judging by your guys' comments in the last video, it seems like most of you guys are enjoying this event. On a more serious note, yes, it is very hard. It is very frustrating at times. This is definitely not a free-to-play friendly event at all. Even on the second part here, with the buff being for melt, vaporize, and freezing, you would think, oh, it's more, it's not so Natland exclusive anymore, and it's going to be a lot easier. It was not easier for me, at least, because here, they give you a vaporize buff, but half of the waves are filled with hydro-immune enemies. So, I mean, yeah, you could still bring, like, a Pyro DPS, and they can vaporize off, like, the Water Mimics, for example, or the Hydro Eidolons, but I don't feel like it's enough. You're going to need lots more buffs to be able to beat these monsters in less than 30 seconds. So, characters like Yulan, Jingcho, Farina, if you're bringing Nuvolette as your DPS, or Mualani, you're going to have a bad time because all of those waves, as I mentioned before, are just straight up immune. Now, before, I was going to try to recommend you a strat where you make it to floor 17, because that's the only non-hydro immune enemies, and then you just kind of beat it really fast to skip over to 20. Unfortunately, that is not a thing. I cleared floor 17 as fast as like 6 or 7 seconds with a Vaporize team, and it still just got me only to like level floor 19. So unless you can clear that wave in like 5 seconds or less, a Vaporize team is definitely going to struggle during this challenge. So I highly recommend bringing any sort of melt team. Rosaria is going to be good here, Citlali, even Diona, because if you have her at C6, she gives a nice EM buff. That being said, here's what I used. I used Arlecchino, Rosaria, and Citlali with Bennett. Bennett just for the attack boost, Citlali for the belts, Rosaria for additional cryo application, and of course Arlecchino, our main source of damage. Now, for whatever reason, because I made it to floor 22 with my Malvika melt team, it got rid of my floor 15 checkpoint. So I have to start from floor 12 for whatever reason when I want to reattempt this challenge for you guys. So I'm going to start over at floor 12. I'll meet you guys when I'm back up to at least floor 15. All right. At floor 17, this is the one with the 2 robots. It doesn't matter how fast I clear this. I always feel like the best I can get is to 19, but there you go. This will put me at 18, and now we want to boost ourselves to 20. That was a weird swap. I meant to swap for Rosaria. Hopefully that's enough to get us to thing. Yeah, there we go. We got to 20. So yeah, I highly recommend Melt. And once you get to 20, in my opinion, you can stop trying here. If you guys want to try to push harder for higher floors, feel free to do so. Something I forgot to mention is you can use food buffs if you want. So if we just pause, and you want to pop your what do I have, like, crit damage, crit rate, food buffs, whatever you want to use those, feel free. These stuff like this is going to be really helpful for this chamber. Feel free to use those if you want. But for me, I'm just not going to care anymore. We got to floor 20. I'm happy with floor 20. But yeah, let's just wrap up this chamber, and I'll show you the builds, and we're out of here. Because that's something I forgot to do last video. Alright, GG. So there's floor 20 on this attempt. I'm happy with that. As long as we get 20 each section, then we're able to get the name card. Moving on to character builds. Citlali level 90, signature weapon. She's using the Scroll of Hero of Cinder City, so lots of elemental damage buffs, just built as a pair support. Just lots of energy recharge. honestly, get some Elemental Mastery, of course, on everything as your main stat, but crit rate, crit damage is gravy on top. Just go for Elemental Mastery and Energy Recharge. She's at C0, and she's at 3, 9, and 9, so we could buff those talents just a bit higher for a bit more damage. Arlecchino's at 90, signature weapon. She's using the Fragment of Harmonic Whimsy. DPS build, so crit rate, crit damage, a little bit of energy recharge is okay, but not necessary. All that stuff. She is at C0 as well, and she's at 10, 10, and 9. Now for the free-to-play characters, Rosaria, just using a Favonius Lance. With the 2-piece Gladiator's Finale 2-piece energy recharge set. Honestly, this is not even a good set. This just has, you know, good substats. Just went for some crit rate, energy recharge, lots and lots of crit rate. That's all I went for. C6, 1, 11, and 13 for talents. And last but certainly not least, Bennett. He is using the Skyward Blade. I got this off the standard banner. So, you know, while it is free-to-play friendly-ish, it's going to be hard for newer players to obtain this. And we got the Noblesse Oblige, and he still has the same build if you've seen my other videos. So lots of energy recharge, crit rate, crit damage is nice, HP Goblet, and healing bonus circlet. He is at C6, and he's at 1, 8, and 12. And that's pretty much the team I used. Let me know what teams you guys use, because honestly, if you did it with a Vaporized team, that's very impressive to me, because I could not. It's too hard and too many Hydro immune enemies. Unless I guess you could go like full Pyro or something, but I don't know. I couldn't make it work. If you're able to make it work, let me know who you used. I'm very curious to know about it. Or if you used another team, if you used a freezing team, especially if you're free to play, that's definitely going to be interesting to hear about. But if you have constellations on your 5 stars, it's a little bit more understandable. But yeah, this event is really hard. It is quite a struggle, and maybe Hoyoverse is testing some sort of new endgame mode that they plan on adding in the future. We'll just have to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in part 3.